Hey guys, hope all of you are doing well in this after COVID time.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Nice.
I know you guys maybe don't remember me anymore because of this 8 month of gap, but what to do, I was like pretty much busy with my study and work, and as an international student we have to do everything by ourselves, like taking care of ourselves, every single thing by ourselves. We don't have anyone to take care of us, right?
Okay.
So that was the reason I wasn't doing any kind of video in between. But don't worry, it might happen again. Oh, I'm sorry, it may not happen again. So today's video is about, can I make enough money for my expenses? And I know you guys have a lot of questions about expenses, income, and money. That is the reason I'm making this video for you guys. See, I really care for you guys. Though it's been 8 months, I haven't showed up, but since I'm here, let's start again, shall we? I have written some possible questions that most of us we have as an international student. So let's take a look at those questions. The first question is, how much money I can make per month? And the second one, what would be my monthly expenses as an international student? Is there any province or city I can make more money? Can I pay my tuition fees by working part-time job? Which city is the most expensive one? What kind of job is the easiest to find out? These are the basic questions we mostly have before coming to Canada. As always, I'm your friend here. I'm gonna cover these questions in this video. Let's start with question number 1, which is how much money I can make per month. So according to the Canadian government, a student can only work part-time job, and part-time hours are not more than 30 hours a week. Though I'm not sure about it because I found it on Google, but to be on the safe side, 20 to 25 hours is also counted as a part-time job. But the government only wants you to work 20 hours a week, and we all know if you follow government rules, that is better for everyone, right?
Okay.
So in this case, if you're in Toronto and working 20 hours a week, so the minimum wages will be $14.35 per hour. So by working 20 hours a week on the base of $14.35, you can make $287 a week. That would be $1,140 a month. On the other hand, if you're working 25 hours a week, then you can make $1,435 a month for sure. However, you won't get 20 hours a week right away in the beginning of your work, because if you get hired from a restaurant, then the restaurant will train you till the time you are getting familiar with the kitchen and you know everything in the kitchen. So it will take like couple weeks to get trained, and probably you can get 10 to 15 hours a week because of your training. But after getting familiar with the kitchen, they will give you the required hour that you deserve, like 20 hours a week or a little bit more. Moreover, you can also do full-time job. This is only possible if you're on a semester break. So let's create a situation like, suppose you just finished 3 semesters without having a break. So now you're planning to take 1 semester break. You got the semester break. So since you have a semester break, you can ask your manager that to make you full-time, like 40 hours a week. You start working full-time every week, like 40 hours a week, and your payment will be like $14.35. Each semester breaks are like 3 to 6 months in between. It depends on the university, which university you are studying right now. So right now your manager gave you full-time like 40 hours a week and you are getting $14.35 per hour. So working 40 hours a week, you can make $574 a week. That would be $2,296 a month. And since you're having 6 months of break, so in this case you make $13,776 for 6 months. Man, by that amount of money you can buy a car here.
Okay.
So this could be your income if you're having a semester break or you're not having a semester break. I hope you got the point. So following with that, we're heading to the question number 2, which is, what would be my monthly expenses as an international student? Bro, this will really kill you. Even it's killing every international student here. So let me show you some points where your expenses will be going. First, house rent. Second, mobile bill, transportation fees, groceries, any kind of subscription like Netflix, Amazon, personal uses, outside food, entertainment, and health insurance. You don't need to worry about how health insurance for every month, because it comes only once in a year, but it's a big amount of money for the health insurance, like $600 to $700, sometimes $1,000 for a health insurance for whole 1 year. So you don't need to worry for every month, you just have to worry once in a year. So let's head to question number 3. Is there any province or city you can make more money? The answer is yes. There are some provinces where you can make more money than the Toronto's minimum wage. There will be $1 to $3 gap, but it's okay. If you wanna move to those places, that's also fine. So I'm gonna take you in a website and I'll show you that where you can make more money than Toronto. Maybe by that you can decide yourself like which place you will go, Toronto or those places.
Here you can see all the provinces with minimum wages, and this is the updated one. You can see here October 1, 2021, pretty recent. Through this pic you can see all the provinces and their wages, like Ontario $14.35, Manitoba $11.95, British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and all. Scrolling to the down you can see more with slide details, and you can also get more information by clicking on view more information. So here you guys can see the higher minimum wages are paying in Nunavut, which is $16. On the other side, Northwest Territories, Yukon and British Columbia are paying the same minimum wages, which are $15.20, $15.20 and $15.20 respectively. This makes these 3 provinces the second highest minimum wages payable cities. By the way, we all know that the income is more as well as the expenses are. So I'm gonna post this website's link in bio. By that you guys can easily take a look at all the provinces minimum wages. And after that, I hope you guys can make your mind where to go for your study and all.
So you just saw the chart. Now maybe you have the fair idea where should you go or where should you not. That's on you, bro. And the 4th question is really important for every international student in Canada, which is, can I pay my tuition fees by working in Canada? And the good news is no. Did I say no? It's a bad news. It's definitely a bad news. I mean, am I drunk? You can't make your tuition fees by working 20 hours a week here unless your tuition fees are low. Low means like if you are paying $1,000 to $2,000 every month for your tuition fees, then I guess you can make your payment. It's on you guys. You know your course value, and I already showed you like how much you can make per month. Check your offer letter or something, how much you have to pay every month for the tuition fees, and then you can compare how much you can save and can you make your pay for the university or not. That's right now you can do by yourself by calculating the income, and you know that's the math part for you. And now the 5th question, which is, which city is the most expensive city in Canada?
As long as it's a city, it is expensive, no matter which province you are in. That is why it is called city, right? This is the another website about which city is the most expensive one. On this website, we can see Toronto, Ontario is the most expensive place to live in Canada right now. After that, Vancouver, British Columbia is the second most expensive place to live in. And after that, so on. The biggest plus point you will get to see in the cities in Canada is job opportunities, and this is the reason I'm in Toronto too. Since I am living in Toronto more than 2 years, in my opinion Toronto is pretty much expensive too, housing cost and the other expenses, but it's manageable too. The plus point in Toronto, there are a bunch of job opportunities. I don't know about the other provinces because I have never been there at all, but I know students are coming from the other provinces during their semester break to make extra money in Toronto, because finding a job is kinda easier here. In Toronto, getting a job will be much easier for you if you look for the job very seriously.
And now we're in the last question, the question number 6. Yep. Which is, what kind of job is the easiest to find out?
So the easiest job that you could find very quickly is Uber. It's like you can get the job and start earning money the very next day of your arrival. It's that much easy and simple. Only you just need to open one account through the Uber app or their website. If it doesn't open in that way, then visit the nearest Uber office to your home, and for sure they will open the account for you. In this case, you must have to buy a bicycle until unless you don't want to do the walk and deliver, because sometimes the walk and deliver is kinda hard to do because sometimes you get heavy food to carry and deliver. Moreover, nowadays Uber food delivery by bicycle has become easier than 2 years ago. It's all because of the electric bicycles. On the other hand, if you want to do it in a car, then you must have to have a Canadian G2 driving license here, which will take you to get at least 6 to 8 months, I guess. By the way, I am planning to make a video about getting a Canadian driving license if you are interested in it. If you are really interested in it, how to get a Canadian license here, then please comment below and like and subscribe and share the video also. It will inspire me more to do the video. Moreover, to know the pros and cons of Uber and how much you can make through Uber, here click the link after watching this video or check the description below, link in bio. I believe it will help you a lot. And the second easiest job to find very quickly in my opinion is a restaurant job. Restaurant jobs are the easiest to find out compared to the other jobs, except Uber. All you have to do is make hundreds of resumes with your proper description and availability, like how many days you can work in a week, and then drop all of them at every restaurant you see. Try your best to drop all the resumes of downtown, because there you get the higher possibilities to get hired soon. But in my opinion, it is better to have a job near to your home.
So that's it for today. I really appreciate your time that you make it for my video. Don't forget to share this video with the friends who are planning to come in Canada. That's it for today. Stay safe, stay happy. Bye bye.